Hi everyone, it's Krystel from Army Wife 101, and I am fooling around with my photo booth effects, doing backgrounds, so just ignore it, but I hope you like it. You'll probably see some spots on my faces and stuff because I'm still trying to get the lighting thing down packed. But anyway, I wanted to answer a question from a reader who asked me about moving to Fort Bragg and whether or not I recommend staying on or off post. Now, I've had these type of questions before, and again, it's really personal preference. Personally here in Bragg, you know, there's so many places to live here that are reasonably priced, that are in really decent neighborhoods. You know, I used to really love living on post, and I guess when I got here, Fort Bragg kind of turned me off their housing. The situation wasn't really clear. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sweat it because I actually missed living off post and kind of just not being in the Army, engulfed in the Army lifestyle all the time. Now, if you go back within my blog and just do a little bit of searching, there are cons to living off post. One thing I had to come to adjustments with was the fact that when we were in Hawaii, for instance, we got CONUS, which is cost of, what is it? COLA. And well, we got CONUS. What? What am I talking about? We lived CONUS, we got COLA, which is cost of living allowance. You get that for living overseas. In addition to getting that, because I lived on post, we had a good amount of money to play around with. But then we got here, and now I move off post, and I've got a light bill that if you follow my Army Wife 101 page, you know I've complained about my light bill. I've got a water bill every month. I have ADT, you know, which is a personal preference. You don't have to have an alarm, but I like to. You know, I have car payments. I have all these things, and you don't realize it when you live on post. Now, if you've already been used to living off post, whether it's an apartment or house, then it may not be such a shocker. But those are the things you want to take into consideration. Personally, I love where I live. I live in a town right on the border of Fayetteville. It's called Spring Lake. And a really nice subdivision, and I love it. Fort Bragg is so big that it expands through like 2 or 3 towns, and it has back gates and back roads and all this type of stuff, so there's always an entryway to get there. You're never too far from a gate, really, no matter where you live, within the Fort Bragg, Spring Lake, Rayford area, Hope Mills, whatever. So a lot of where you'll want to live, if you do choose to live off post, is going to depend on where your spouse works. My husband is in aviation, so we chose to live over closer to the aviation field, and I really like it. You'll hear a lot of bad things about Fayetteville. I come from New York, and coming from New York here the first time because my husband is from here, it wasn't bad to me. When we knew we were coming back here for the second time, I had heard things about shootings and all kind of stuff, and I was just a little bit like, But so far, I mean, you know, every place has its bad parts. You know where to stay out of, so that's probably beyond the spectrum of your question, but those are the things you'll consider when you're looking for a place to live. And I'm not going to mention the areas you told me where you were living naturally because this is, you know, published in front of lots of people, so I don't want to put all your business out there. But I've heard of those areas, and I believe they're really nice areas. And yeah, so it's kind of just personal preference. Just always take into consideration money, finances, gas, and of course time. How long it's going to take him to get to the gate. Is he really willing to get up, you know, a little bit earlier? I had heard all kinds of stories about husbands having to get up an hour or two early because traffic was so bad for PT. We haven't had that problem. My husband, PT starts I think 6:30. He's been able to leave probably about 5:45. And that's just because he's an early bird. He likes to be able to get there and sit and wait and already be there and not fight traffic. So with that said, send me your questions again. Sorry about the holes in the screen, but I'm really loving this backdrop stuff. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck on your PCS move. Don't forget to visit me at www.armywife101.com. Bye.